Hey guys, you're looking at another great concealed carry option. This is a Kahr PM9 and this is my everyday carry gun. Before we begin, I'll show you the gun is unloaded, it's safe, no rounds in the magazine, no rounds in the chamber. So yes, this is my everyday carry gun, so much so that you can see actually some lint from my clothes that has accumulated up under that trigger guard, up under that trigger. As a concealed carrier, that's a good sign, because if you have a weapon for concealed carry but you don't carry it, then what's the purpose? You want to have this gun on you all the time because it gives you options to defend yourself. Now, with that, I will say that this should be a last-ditch option. You can't run away. You can't use any other means. And you feel that your life is threatened. That as a concealed carry permit holder, you obviously will have learned that in the class. If you're considering getting your concealed carry permit, you'll learn all those things in your concealed carry class. But enough about that, more about the gun. This is a Kahr PM9. It is a double action only gun, just like the Kahr PM9. It weighs 14 ounces, and the magazine weighs 1.9 ounces. That's empty weight. So you'll be around 23 ounces when you're fully loaded, which is still tremendously light. It is a polymer lower, and then it's got a stainless steel upper slide, and your magazine capacity is a 6-round capacity flush magazine and a 7-round capacity extended magazine. This is the extended magazine. As I said in the Kahr PM9 review, I like to have this magazine extension, because it allows you to get all of your hand on the gun. Plus, it allows you to have another round. Yeah, I know that the Kahr you get 7 rounds on a flush fit magazine, but I like this extension. The Kahr PM9 offers you a grip extension, but it's more of like a hook, and you still can't get all your fingers on there unless you have smaller hands. But for me, I like to have this. It's not detrimental to concealed carry. It doesn't make it more difficult to conceal. If you're pocket carrying, it adds a little bit of length. That's where the flush fit mag would be more beneficial, as if you were to pocket carry. And it's very feasible to pocket carry this gun. I know people that do it all the time. So, but maybe not so much with that extended mag. I have done it in certain, you have to have the right pockets for it. But most of the time I just carry it in a crossbreed holster, which I'll review later. A couple of features of the gun. It has a 3-inch barrel that features the newer polygonal rifling, and I'll go ahead and show you that along with the takedown. So your takedown, you're gonna have to obviously take the mag out, and with this gun, you'll see there's a little half circle right here. So what you need to do is to get that out, you have to line that half circle up with the other half circle on the slide release, or the slide lock back. So once you line that up, I'll have to do it off camera, because it's the spring tension is pretty high. But you'll see that once you line that up, you'll get it like that. So now you'll just bring it back just a little bit. You'll just bring it back a little bit like that, and then you'll pull the pin out. And so then I think this one you have to depress the trigger to get the slide to come off. Most guns are like that. And then you have your spring and your barrel. And that's it. It's about as simple as it gets. So, like I was talking about with the polygonal rifling, I believe it's a newer technology, and you'll see, if you can see, you can see that it's not conventional rifling. Let me move this so you can see down the barrel a little bit better. You can see that it's not grooved. It's not like cut, it lands in grooves like on a conventional rifled barrel. It's sort of molded. And I believe that is to make the gun more accurate, since it has a short barrel, only 3 inches. But it does make it very accurate. And also, though, with the polygonal style barrel, you cannot shoot lead bullets. You always have to shoot full metal jacketed bullets because it's molded like that. It doesn't have anywhere for the fouling to go, for the lead fouling and the powder fouling. It doesn't have anywhere for it to go. So what happens is it'll get, what I believe will happen is you'll get build up, and then maybe you'll get a bullet gets stuck in there, and maybe your gun will blow up. But it's not a big deal. But, I don't want to scare you. I just want you to be aware of that. Just like on Glocks, because Glocks also offer that polygonal barrel, you just want to shoot only full metal jackets. You don't want to shoot lead bullets through that, which is not a big deal. I mean, yeah, lead's a little bit cheaper, but it's not that much cheaper. You can still get a 50-round box of Federal 9mm at Walmart for like $10, $11, a box of 50. Not a big deal. You can buy bulk online, or you can still reload. I make reloads that are a little bit lighter and are comfortable to shoot through this gun that are full metal jacketed rounds. So it's not a big deal. So go ahead and throw this back together. Pretty simply, just drop your barrel in, put your spring in the front like that, and that takes a little bit doing since it's not a full length rod, but you can just shove it in there. It's not that hard. Slide this back on, and then you get your pin ready. Drop your pin in, pull it back a little bit. It'll bring it back to that half circle again. See that half circle? So you got to bring it back to that half circle. Click in. You're good to go. So that's the takedown and reassembly of the Kahr PM9. It is a 9mm pistol. I don't know if I said that before. Some of the dimensions, the slide width is 0.90 inches, so less than an inch, which is ideal. Anytime you can get less than an inch of width on your overall gun, that makes it a very good concealed carry pistol. As far as sights go, I have night sights on this pistol, and I believe they are they're True Dot, and I believe that is made by Met-Pro-Lite, and they're very bright. I do like night sights on my pistol, although I will say that if it's dark enough that you need night sights, it'll assist you in aiming, but you need some way to identify your target. So that's where your carry flashlight, everyday carry flashlight would come in, and so you can identify that target. And it'll still aid you in aiming, and possibly, like if you put this gun by your bedside at night, it'll help you to find it in the dark. But that's why I'm always advocating having that flashlight with you, so you can identify your target. But I do like the night sights. Other night sights are not as friendly in the daytime, but I like these. These are great in the daytime. They give you a nice white outline around that tritium lamp, and they offer you good daytime aiming as well as nighttime aiming. I have not shot at night, but they will aid you in that. It also comes with a black finish slide, as well as the stainless. I just went with the stainless. The price point on this particular setup is pretty high, I will say. This gun goes probably for $700, $750 with the night sights. That's the PM series. Now, they do make a CM series, which runs about $450 to $500, and they saved money in that they did not give you the polygonal barrel. You get the conventional rifled barrel, which might be better if you want to shoot lead. And then they also cut down on some of the milling of the slide. They don't have all the texture contoured lines and whatnot. So that kind of brought the price down. I'm sure there's some other things, but I'm not sure exactly what those are. I know those two for sure. This is a striker fired pistol. It is just like a Glock or whatever, striker fired, which isn't a big deal. Some people are, like the external hammer. I like the external hammer, but for a concealed carry handgun, you're going to want it to be as streamlined as possible. And I feel like with that external hammer, it gives you more to get hung up on, because when you're concealed carrying, your gun's going to be in what they call deep cover. You're going to have to move clothes out of the way to get to it. Sweep your shirt out of the way, whatever. So you want it to be as streamlined as possible. Nothing to get hung up on your clothes. This gun also has no external safeties. I know they make one in Massachusetts that offers an external safety to abide by their local laws. This gun does not have external safety, but again, it's got that extremely long trigger pull. Now you'll notice on this one, as I pull it, this one's really smooth. That's one of the things you get when you pay that extra money, is that nice smooth trigger pull. So I like this trigger a lot better than the Kel-Tec, but like I said in the Kel-Tec review, that's something that I would be willing to sacrifice to have a more affordable gun. And I can't comment on how the trigger pull of the CM9 is, but I'm sure that it's good. Another thing I like about this Kahr PM9 is that it has a large opening in your trigger guard. So if you have gloves on, say you're in winter time, you're carrying, you got gloves on, you can still get your finger in there. So that's another thing I like about it. Safe magazine release is right where you want it, right there, easy to get to. Not too easy to get to that you're going to accidentally drop the mag when you're shooting, but it's right where it needs to be. Another thing I will say that I did like about this is the stippling on the back and the front. It gives you a lot of traction. Actually, when I first bought this gun, it had in the manual they say recommend to shoot 200 rounds through it. So that's what I did, and I actually shot 300 rounds through it on the first day that I had it, and I had no malfunctions. No problems at all, but the stippling is so aggressive that it actually wore out the palm of my hand a little bit, and and it was a little red and irritated, but you get over that. I do like having that extra traction. I may even put some decal grip on the side to give you even more traction. Right now it's just stock. So that's just a few of my thoughts on the Kahr PM9. I'll bring you some shooting footage after this so you can see how the recoil is and how it looks as you're shooting it. This is a very comfortable gun to shoot, especially if you have, like my reloads, I dial down the powder a little bit so it's a lot softer to shoot, but even with factory ammo, it's very nice. And even with plus P, I shot some 124 plus P's out of it. They're quite snappy, but a lot of recoil out of that. But it is still manageable, especially with this extended magazine. So, but I opt to carry the standard pressure 124 grain Federal HST. But it's just standard. I do have the 124 grain plus P Federal HST as well, and the Spear. But when you have a smaller gun, I think it's more important for you to connect with your target. So really, ideally, I would like to find 115 grain standard pressure ammo hollow point, because I feel like you'd be more accurate with it, you'd get better follow-on shots. So that's just my 2 cents on that. I can handle the 124 grain just fine, but with these small guns, I like to stick around the standard pressure. Just my preference. After this, I'll bring you the shooting footage from the range, and thanks for watching. I got the Kahr PM9. I'm going to take a few shots with 115 grain Federal. Then I got some 124 grain standard pressure. And then I got 124 grain plus P's. So that was the 115 grain full metal jacket. This is 124 grain standard pressure. And then this is the 124 grain plus P. So that's just to give you guys an idea of recoil and stuff like that. Thanks for watching.